Yo, what's up guys, my name is ashesglaze and welcome back to another video. And today, I am just going to be playing some Mineplex in the background of this voiceover and just telling you guys, about something that I've been asked before and I just haven't really clarified on. I haven't actually told anyone how I do this. So basically, today I'm going to be talking about how I record each of my videos. So I'd say about one video, putting together the amount of time it takes me to edit, create, and render thumbnails, actually be recording. I put probably 6 to 8 hours into each video, depending on the length and how in detail the thumbnail is. Usually I obviously start by recording the video, then I'll make a thumbnail based on what happens in the video. I render that after it's finished, and actually creating the thumbnail does take quite a long time. Basically, you need to make a Minecraft character. You have to use a rig, and you use whatever program you use, depends. I use Cinema 4D to create my Minecraft renders. Then I just drag and drop my rig into an open template. Then I will start off by taking the hair and moving it off of the actual body. Then I'll extrude the hair, which is just like adding depth and pushing some pixels out from the hair, just to make it look nicer, just easier to look at. Then I will model them when I put the hair back on. Then I'll model them in whatever way I want. And if there's another person, like a friend of mine is in the video, I'll usually take their skin, put it on another rig, model them, extrude their hair, and then set up lighting. Then I work on the face, just create facial features like the mouth, the eyes, all that sort of stuff. Then, once I've set up the lighting and everything, I just use a very simple lighting setup. 2 on the side, 2 lights on either side, 1 on top that's sort of at an angle to give it some shadow. Then I'll render that in 4K, so no matter how far you zoom it in, it still looks good. High quality. Then, while that's rendering, it takes 5 minutes maybe to render each one. I will open up my video editing software. I use Sony Vegas Pro 16. I'll open that up, drag and drop my outro in, any music that I'm going to have in the video, any clips I have, sound effects, whatever I need for the video. I will drag and drop them into the timeline in Sony Vegas Pro 16. Then I'll get to work. It usually takes me 3 to 4 hours to do a video because I record for about 2 hours to 3 hours every video. So I do, even though some people say they don't really see it, I do cut out quite a lot. Usually, if I'm playing something like Bed Wars, something like that, any game where I sort of die, really, right before I respawn, I'll usually make a cut, and then cut to a different place when there's something actually going on, so there's not a super long pause. But in some videos, there are some long pauses, which is very, very, I would say, awkward. I just don't like that, and I'm gonna start to try to get rid of that and make all the videos more edited. So there's always something being said, and then I will add text, whatever, music in the background after I'm done cutting everything up and adding clips on whatever I need. I take whatever music I'm using for the video. Usually I'll choose between some sort of electronic music or I've used like a classical type piano tune before, which I use actually a lot. And I just picked that out because I just like the way it sounded. Kind of gave all the videos kind of a more happier type of feel. And then I'll start that render after I've lowered the volume of the music, usually because the music is always very, very loud compared to the actual microphone audio and desktop audio that I record. So I need to lower the volume on that. Usually I'll lower it down maybe 36 decibels. So you can still hear it in the background, but it's not overpowering everything else. Then I'll drag in my outro, and I'll add a fade at the end of the actual video, like the clips, so it looks like it fades into black, then the outro fades back in. The outro has everything already on. The outro already has the fade on it, so I don't need to do anything there. It's already got the music, like the kind of sound that's in it. Then I'll just select all of it. I'll click at the end of the outro and drag all the way to the beginning of the video. And then I'll go up and hit a little button that says render. I'll click on that. I'll render the video in 1920 by 1080p, 60 FPS, so it's smooth and it is relatively high quality. I don't record in the highest quality you can get, so even though I'm rendering the actual video in 1080p, sometimes it's not actually 1080p, just based on how I record it. Then while that video is rendering, I will start making the thumbnail because I've already got the models of the Minecraft rigs. I'll usually use like Photoshop, or I actually most of the time use an online photo editor called PixlrX. It's free, it's online, it's pretty useful actually. Some thumbnails do take a lot longer than others, like I remember a thumbnail I made for a private Bed Wars game video a few days ago, or like a week or two ago, with my friend Saifi and another friend Lily. That one took quite a while because I think that was the first time I actually started extruding the hair, which I never realized could just make it look so much better. Like, the difference between just the flat image, like in Minecraft, it's all just flat, pretty much like your skin is just flat, and then when you add like that kind of depth and the lighting with there's some shadow there, it just looks very nice. Then I'll drag it into whatever editor I'm using, get a background, usually a thumbnail from the video. Actually, not usually from the video. I'll take a thumbnail in maybe after the game has ended, or halfway through the game. I'll just say, hold on, wait, let's pause, I need to grab a thumbnail or something like that. Then I'll add some text. I use the font. Usually the font I use is, I don't know how to pronounce it properly. I'm probably not going to pronounce it properly. Verdana. I believe that's how to pronounce it. I don't know. But I add that in. I make the text white with a black outline just because I like how that looks. Then I'll render that as a PNG at 1920 by 1080p. Usually it's like 5 or 6 megabytes because it's a high definition image, so I take it over to a website, TinyPNG, and then just drag it in there and I'll reduce the size of it enough because YouTube does have a thumbnail size limit. It cannot be over 2 megabytes. The thumbnail cannot be over 2 megabytes. And usually by the time I'm done making the thumbnail completely, the video's done rendering, I take the video out of the file that it's stored into after it's rendered. I'll take it, drag it into a little section of the YouTube Studio. When you go to add a new video or create a new video, you just click on it, you drag in a file, then it loads up for a minute, and then you just drag the thumbnail over, make the name, the description, and then I just have files for descriptions I make. Some are different, sometimes I like switch them up, but pretty much all the time my thumbnails my descriptions are the same. And then you add tags so your videos are sort of more easily searchable. Then you can, after the video has finished actually uploading to YouTube and it's done processing, you can add little cards in the top right for video links, and then at the end of the video when it says like previous and then random video, for me at least, you add the links to those videos there, and then you hit publish. And I usually will schedule my videos for noon every other day. I try to get them out, but the last like 2 or 3 videos have been like 3 days because I've had just a lot going on. And then that's it. That's that's how I make all of my videos. And I also didn't clarify, I use OBS recording software, OBS Studios, to record my game and my desktop audio, like in Discord, my friends, the actual game. Then I record my actual microphone with Audacity, where I boost some settings and lower some others just so it sounds a little bit better. And also just started doing that, extruding the skin in my thumbnails and making just the audio sound way nicer. I just started doing. Yeah, that's how I make all my videos. Usually around 6 hours goes into each one, plus the uploading process takes a long time. But yeah, I love doing it, it's fun. And I'll see you guys in the next video.